Hello. 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 Today, I'm gonna read some fun facts or interesting facts about ASMR, because I'm curious myself, actually. Some things you might have known, some things maybe not. So, I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these and talk about them. Maybe some of them are super interesting. I'm sure that some of them aren't. Let's get into this. Number 1. The term ASMR was coined in a Facebook post. In 2010, computer scientist Jennifer Allen came up with the initialism ASMR for autonomous sensory meridian response, which doesn't have any official medical meaning. Most of the words Allen came up with will make sense for the tingle sensation people get when they hear satisfying sounds. But she used the term meridian to imply orgasm without actually saying it. Interesting. It's very interesting. If you're wondering where I'm getting this information, I literally just went on my computer and I typed in interesting facts about ASMR. And this is what came up. It's on the mental floss. So I'm sure that some people have actually seen or looked at these. But number 2, in addition to a body tingle, people who experience ASMR report that it elicits feelings of pleasure and relaxation. Yeah, I think that's pretty much basic. The tingle primarily occurs in the head but can venture lower in the body too. People have called the feeling brain tingles or brain orgasms, though some take issue with the latter. It implies there's a sexual component to ASMR, but 84% of respondents to a 2015 study reported that there was not. Yeah, I don't really like the whole, I don't like when people try to make things sexual in ASMR, especially the videos. I think it's really weird. And honestly, I think it's kind of gross. I think that they're very separate things, and people that try to make ASMR videos sexual are kind of just, I don't know, I think that's gross. I think it's weird. Number 3, a controversial way to describe ASMR is to compare it to a musical frisson or frisson. The chills you get while listening to music. This has been a helpful comparison for researchers to use as a jumping off point over the years. But the ASMR community doesn't love it. On the ASMR subreddit wiki, it advises you to direct your music videos to r/frisson or r/ASMR music, and to learn the differences between musical frisson and ASMR. Yeah, I've never heard of that comparison before, but I understand it. I don't think it's amazing, but it's probably better than other comparisons that have been made. I've heard some pretty weird explanations for it. Number 5, there are, 4. Certain things trigger ASMR. You're probably most familiar with ASMR YouTube videos created by ASMR artists, in which a person on screen speaks or performs actions in an attempt to cause a reaction in the viewer. There's a huge range of trigger sounds, including crinkling paper, folding towels, turning pages, tapping, whispering, typing. There are also videos more focused on experiences like sorting trading cards or roleplay, in which the ASMR artist pretends to be a doctor, hairstylist, or any number of other people. Yeah, that's pretty much, that sums it up, to be honest, yeah. Although I don't know where they got the whole folding towels thing from. I've never seen that. But yeah, respawn on. There are 4 top triggers, apparently. In the survey of 475 ASMR experiencers, the researchers found the top 4 triggers in order were whispering, personal attention, crisp sounds, which they define as metallic foil, tapping fingernails, etc., and slow movements. As for why people used ASMR media, 98% claimed it was for relaxation. 82% said it helped them fall asleep. It's very true. That's how I use it. I know that some people use it to relax or to study even, which I get, but I've never done that myself. I think I would just fall asleep. Number 6. There are non-video ASMR triggers too. Even though we probably know it best from videos, the sensation happens in real life as well. Some people feel the response while getting a manicure or haircut. I know that's true for me. I think that's how most people first experience it actually in their life. Number 7. ASMR has only recently become a well-known phenomenon. Dr. Craig Richard, a professor of biopharmaceutical sciences at Shenandoah University, is one of the few legitimate experts on the subject. He wrote the book Brain Tingles, which provides a history of the ASMR community. According to Richard, it was a 2007 thread on the online forum studyhealth.com that triggered the conversation. After a user wrote, "Weird sensation feels good," and described ASMR, many people commented about how they could relate. That's interesting. So I guess 2007 was the first, the first time it was recognized as a thing that happens to more than just one person. And now people can actually kind of do it on purpose, I guess. Which is very, very recent. Very recent for something to be discovered in our psyche. The first video meant to trigger ASMR debuted in 2009. Richard's history of ASMR in Brain Tingles also covers the YouTube scene. The first video meant to intentionally trigger ASMR, which featured a woman whispering and of course predates the term, was uploaded to the channel Whispering Life in March 2009. That sounds familiar, but I don't think I actually knew that. I don't know. I feel like I've seen clips of the original video before, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen the original video? I'm curious. I wonder if it's still up on YouTube anywhere. I'm sure it is. Maybe not by the same person, but I'm sure someone else recorded it and re-uploaded it somewhere else. But that's really cool. That's interesting. Number 9. More than 13 million ASMR videos have been uploaded to YouTube. As of 2021, ASMR was the 3rd most popular YouTube search of all time. According to SEMrush, there are 10.8 million posts under the ASMR tag on Instagram. That's pretty crazy. I think that a lot of the posts and videos that go out aren't necessarily ASMR videos. Some of them, I'm sure you've seen them where people just make a video of them the AI videos of what's it called? Slime, stuff like that. I think all that kind of basic stuff kind of gets pushed underneath the ASMR tag and subject, but I mean, I guess it is kind of that relaxing genre, all kind of same, but yeah. there haven't really been any conclusive studies on ASMR. That's really interesting. Only with the past few years has anyone begun to study the phenomenon, which is not enough time to create and replicate large research projects. A lot of the information we have about ASMR is self-reported by its community. A few studies do exist, but the information is very new and subject to change. Yeah, I guess that's something to think about, is that since this is so new to the world, and I know, it's been out for years and years, people doing this for years and years, like nearly 20 years now, but 20 years is not a lot of time at all for human beings to fully understand something and why it happens. So I think there's a lot of discovering and things that are going to change about this, but I don't know, nothing major, I guess, because I think it does just dumb down to the fact that it's just nice, and there's no like negative effects or anything. But I think it's interesting that we still don't know much about it or why it happens. According to one study, participants with ASMR experience reduced heart rates. Well, that's obvious. It calms you down. It'd be kind of crazy if it increased your heart rate. One interesting ASMR study was published in 2018 in the journal PLOS One. There were 110 participants, half who experienced ASMR and half who were not. They watched videos, some ASMR, some not, while their heart rates were monitored. Participants with ASMR had a heart rate reduction of 3.1 beats per minute after watching ASMR videos. According to the paper, that makes it about as effective as music-based stress reduction, and more effective than a mindfulness acceptance-based intervention for anxiety. That's interesting. It's more effective than whatever that was. That's really interesting. I don't know if you can hear any of that junk happening outside. I'm sorry if you can. I don't know if it's loud or what. I kind of just have to deal with it and go. That's why I have the gain so down and I'm so close to my mic, so I don't have to worry about that as much, but sometimes it does get through. People with ASMR have reported that they can become desensitized to triggers over time. I do think that's true. In a survey conducted by Richard with 19,000 respondents, 40% claimed that they had become desensitized to a trigger. See, now I've heard people use the words or the term like trigger. What is it? Like immunity. I think they say trigger immunity or something like that, where basically if you listen to too much or you watch too much, you stop feeling it. And I think it is true, but I didn't know if people meant like for ASMR in general or for like just specific triggers, because the way that they word this, it makes it sound like it's specific triggers. I don't know. People who experience ASMR are more susceptible to misophonia, where sounds trigger negative responses. I guess that makes sense. Misophonia often manifests as a hatred for sounds made by human mouths. Scientists are looking into the connective between the two. One study suggests that the ASMR and misophonia represent two ends of the same spectrum of sound sensitivity. I can see that, I think that makes sense. Like, numerically and like, just like how things typically do work, I feel like that makes sense. I can see it being a spectrum rather than like a yes or no kind of thing. 14. You can attend live ASMR experiences. One of them is Whisper Lodge, located in New York City, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, pre-COVID-19. One performer per guest would spend 90 minutes trying to get visitors' brain tingles by whispering in ears, touching them with a brush, and creating many of the noises heard in ASMR YouTube videos. That sounds really interesting. I did not know they did that. That was pre-COVID though. So at least 6 years ago. Number 15, ASMR has gone mainstream. 2019, a Michelob Ultra Super Bowl commercial starring Zoe Kravitz had her whispering and acting out other ASMR triggers like tapping a Michelob bottle. The ad agency responsible for the spots even consulted with Craig Richard. Other companies that have created ASMR content included KFC, IKEA, Dove, and Ritz Crackers. Yeah, I think I remember that commercial. But yeah, that was really interesting. I think it is. It's definitely growing, and I think that since this article came out, I've seen more. And some of them are actually pretty good. If I'm not even joking. Some of them are really good. I've enjoyed a few of them. Number 16. ASMR has been used in popular music. In 2014, the song Terrors in My Head by the Dead Ma used a clip of Maria of the YouTube channel Gentle Whispering saying good morning to you, among other things. That's funny. Number 17. It's not easy to get into ASMR. Maria, who keeps her last name private, was a pioneer in the world of ASMR artists. In July 2017, she became the first ASMR artist to reach 1 million YouTube subscribers. In a video, she described it as a huge milestone, not just for my channel, but for the whole ASMR community. But it's not easy to just jump into this world. In interviews, she had described her process, which involves writing a script with the ideal sounding words, perfect microphone placement, and meticulous sound editing. Each video can take up to 3 days to create. The website ASMR University has tips for aspiring ASMR artists, like how to record a perfect soft sound when there's background noise, which could include noise from the recording equipment itself. Unsurprisingly, this endeavor can cost money. They recommend having a pop filter or foam windscreen. Yeah, I mean it can get expensive. That's interesting. Writing a whole script with the certain words and having everything so meticulous and spending all that time editing videos sounds like a pain. I don't know. I don't think that's my style. I think that videos like that, where they have it so micromanaged and everything like that, they feel very unnatural to me. But I mean, I guess some people like them, obviously, but that's not really my thing. I can't. Those videos just, they feel very... There's a certain word I'm looking for. They just don't feel real. They feel very fake and like forced. But yeah, I don't know. That's just me. Number 18. Bob Ross can elicit ASMR. We all knew this. Come on now. Still it's possible to create ASMR without trying to elicit brain tingles at all. Bob Ross did. He's famous in the community for his joy of painting content. It makes sense when you think about it. He talks straight to the viewer with a relaxing voice. Plus, there are all those lovely soft painting sounds. Happy little brain tingles. It's definitely true. I think that most people have at some point in their time, in their life, watched Bob Ross solely for the point of relaxing. I know I have. Ain't no shame about it. 19. There's an ASMR-inspired scene in the 2017 film Battle of the Sexes. It's the scene where Billie Jean King meets her love interest, hairstylist Marilyn Barnett. Directors Valerie Ferris and Jonathan Dayton took an opportunity to add ASMR-inducing sounds like scissors opening and closing, blow dryers, and whispers. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. or seen that scene even, but I believe it. I think I've seen ASMR in movies before. I don't know if it was ever or all intentional, but I think it's been done. A major challenge for researchers who want to study the brains of people with ASMR is that MRI machines are loud, which hinders the ASMR experience. That's true. Still, they're trying, in research published in 2017, the journal Social Neuroscience, a group of Canadians studied brains at rest, 11 people with ASMR and 11 controls. Those with ASMR had less active connections between the brain's frontal lobe and sensory regions. To the researchers, this meant that ASMR reflects a reduced ability to inhibit sensory emotional experiences that are suppressed in most individuals. That's very interesting. I think it is kind of funny and ironic how, like, one of the things that we don't really understand about the brain happens to be something that we can't properly evaluate and study because of the way that it's induced. I think that's kind of ironic. 21. In one study that looked at correlations between ASMR and the big 5 personality traits. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't even know there were 5 personality traits. One of the researchers from the Social Neuroscience study, Associate Professor Stephen Smith, also worked on a study which 290 people with ASMR and 290 controls were given personality tests. The team looked for correlations between ASMR and the big 5 personality traits, being openness to experience, neuroticism, conscientiousness, extroversion, and agreeableness. They found that people with ASMR had less of those last 3, which are conscientiousness, extroversion, and agreeableness, than a control group, but they tended to score higher in openness and experience and neuroticism. I don't know how to say that. Never seen that word before. Neuroticism. It's a lot of eyes. That's interesting. I didn't know that there could be a correlation between that and like personalities, even though I don't think that those are really like personality traits, to be honest. I feel like those are more like psychological traits. But I mean, I guess those are synonymous, but I don't know. ASMR isn't all innocent towel folding and painting. There are ASMR videos in which the artist acts out kidnapping or murdering the viewer. The Mixed ASMR channel has a video that starts out like this. Hello, nice to meet you. If you haven't guessed so far, this is a robbery and I'd like all your money. Thanks. So we could do this the easy way or I could stab you. That's wild. Yeah, I know. I've seen videos like that, and I think that that's honestly, I think that, videos like that, the reason they're relaxing isn't necessarily because of like, oh, like it's relaxing because he's gonna kill me or whatever, this or that. Jesus Christ, that's a loud truck. Anyways, no, I think that it's relaxing because a lot of the times the person making the video is very natural and they enjoy making the video, and so the video feels a lot more natural and easy and less forced. And I think that's why those videos are usually a lot more entertaining and a lot more relaxing. Kind of similar to some of the stranger videos I make. I kind of just get bored and I mess around, and I think that's why people like those videos a lot more, is because I actually enjoy making those videos a lot more. So yeah, I think that's what that is, but I mean, I could be wrong. That'd be funny if I was. was, I think 22 really interesting facts about ASMR that you may or may not have